Hi, Aries. So we're going to do a reading from scratch today. Just kind of called to do that for this round of readings. So today we're doing the Sacred Web Tarot as well as the Thoth Tarot and the messages. All right. So for Aries, what does Aries need to know right now for their highest timeline? What does Aries need to know right now for their highest timeline? One more. Okay. You have the Chariot card, clarifying the Ace of Fire. All right. Inspired passion. Inspired to do something, to go somewhere. All right. Inspired into motion. Okay. What does Aries need to know right now for their highest timeline? What does Aries need to know right now? Oh, for their highest timeline. We have a jumper. Oh, the Two of Cups. Oh, beautiful. And we have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands. Okay. This is both Venus energy. Very interesting. Okay. This is really, really quite beautiful. We're gonna see what comes through in the messages. Okay, so what does Aries need to know right now for their highest timeline? What does Aries need to know right now for their highest timeline? Oh, that one fell on the floor. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see what this is. Whenever one jumps away from the other ones, I like to look at it and put it slightly onto the side. World building. All right. World building. Just like hit my head a little bit. Okay. Okay, let's see what these other messages are. So we have Little Red Riding Hood. That just came through in a different way for a Taurus reading a while back. Interesting. Okay. At work space. Elementary. Two, two, two. Ancestral lineage. All right. Okay. Let's put that there. All right. So first off, we have the Chariot card. Being inspired into motion, focus, determination. We have the wolves here. Been talking about wolves lately in the readings. Hunting something down, but this very much looks like maybe even like a pause or a different way of hunting things down. This came through in a reading a while back with Capricorn. We were talking about collecting information. The cycle of a process. Yeah. We were talking about, clearly there's two different things going on here. This wolf is looking up at the spider web, and it looks like he's interpreting it. And this wolf is looking at him. It almost seems like he doesn't see that. This wolf is looking at him, listening to him and what he's seeing and saying. And so he's like collecting the information and he's using it. So how it came through in the Capricorn reading, he now goes off and uses it in his own life and creates his own cycles with what he just heard. So it creates a whole new cycle. We were kind of like equivalating it, or it was kind of like the equivalent to like a Three of Pentacles energy, how things work together, how information happens, like a process. And I even gave the example of like this guy even being like a tarot reader. Like me sitting here staring at this web on my desk and interpreting it for you, and you're listening to it, and you have all the information to go back into your own life and create with it and use it, create new cycles. Oh, world building with it. Interesting, yeah. All right, so we have Little Red Riding Hood. Underneath the Ace of Fire. Let me finish with the cards first, and then we'll get into the information. Yeah, let's finish with the cards first. Okay, so then we have the Ace of Fire. This tiger. Passionate. I believe the Solve and the Coagula thing keeps coming through for you guys. And I was just explaining in your last reading this process, I believe, right? Or in one of your readings. Being inspired to do something. Being inspired, knowing it's creating this process right here. Something's coming through. I'm not going to say it just yet. We're going to wait till I'm going to sweep through and let it come out. Okay. All right, then we have the Two of Water, Two of Cups. Just a beautiful card, beautiful energy. It's usually a card of love, of two people bringing their cups forward to each other. Fully filled. New emotional experiences with another or with a situation. So this can very much represent love, a romantic relationship. Traditionally, that's what, like, how it's interpreted with people. But this could just even be with like platonic energy, like two people coming together on an emotional experience. Even creating together. I usually relate this card to like two people who have their own art styles coming together to create something new with it. So whatever this means for you, we're gonna go through this. All right. Then we have the Four of Wands here. Yeah. Venus and Aries. So this is Venus in Cancer right here. We have Venus and Aries. Just think of like passionate love, passion, Venusian energy, very much right here. This looks like a wheel. Very much like a wheel, something being turned. Putting 4 wands together to create something, even the directions. All right. We're going to keep looking at that. All right, so Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood. Interesting, I just watched a movie yesterday, Chocolat. I love that movie. But in the movie, whenever the mother and the daughter is traveling, they're in these like Little Red Riding Hood outfits. They look like that. It's like these red capes. And that's more so what I'm thinking of right now. Because I just watched it and I was just thinking about that yesterday. It reminded me of Little Red Riding Hood. That... Such a beautiful movie. Just, my mom used to love that movie a long time ago, and I never watched it with her. But it was a movie that as I became an adult, I have wanted to watch, just never watched it. And I finally watched it yesterday because I've just had several synchronicities come through for that movie, so I kind of like finally decided to watch it. And I understand, you know, it's just like one of those things where it's just like, you know, there's a reason why like synchronicities are around something. And then when you actually go and watch it or do whatever it is, then it's like after it's like at a cathartic moment, like emotional, like an emotional release. Like it was pretty intense. It was kind of around this like Little Red Riding, like the capes, always moving, never feeling like you belong somewhere. Feeling like a gypsy in the wind. And at the very end, and I was just like kind of heartbroken at the very end, like for the little girl and for her feeling like she always needs to be moving. I understand that movie. Like I understand that, like never feeling like you belong somewhere. But at the very end, all these people show up for her and she's all ready to go. She's in her red cape with her daughter and everyone shows up. And they're in the kitchen wildly creating the chocolates and helping. And she realizes that she does have a family. She belongs somewhere now. People need her. People want her there. People don't want her to go. And it's just like this moment where it's just a powerful moment that I just, like as soon as I was crying, just crying, at the very end. And at the very end also, when she said that when the north wind comes to call on her again, she simply says to the north wind, oh, what did she say? Oh, she listens, but she realizes that she's home. Basically that there's other people that can help other people in the other towns. Like she doesn't need to be that person anymore. She can belong somewhere. She can help the people in her town. She can be rooted. And ultimately, that was what her little girl needed, what she very much needed. We'll see what else comes in through that, because there's a lot that I can say. But just feeling like you belong somewhere, like you're needed and wanted. And also Johnny Depp, that character, he comes back around. And he's kind of a gypsy. They're kind of the same in different ways. And he comes back around. And you just realize, like, if she had left, she would have just, that opportunity would have been gone. And, you know, she could have had real love in her life. And that's what happened. She stayed. And here he came back in. The girl was rooted and grounded, the little one. Like, it was just good. I just love that movie. Everything, how it all comes together. I love powerful moments. Like, where everything just comes together and makes sense in just an impactful way. That's like this beautiful energy. She found where she belonged. She no longer needed to keep moving or running. She no longer needed to be a gypsy in the wind. All right. She found a passionate truth. This fire lit up in one spot. She found her home. Just love that. Okay. Then we have workspace sitting below this card. Workspace. Hold on, guys. I might have to go in just a second. Yeah, let me go ahead and go. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. So, all right. So, workspace. Underneath the Chariot. Workspace with these two wolves here. Or even huskies, like whatever these are. It just reminds me of wolves. Workspace. Being focused, creating something new. Being intentioned, strategy. Putting even your blinders on. Like whenever with traditional tarot, with traditional chariot cards, it just reminds me of like the horses when they're pulling the chariot. And they have those blinders on. They're focused on their path. They know where they're going. They know that they need to get somewhere. Determination, not being distracted by like gestures on the road, not being distracted by all these things going on outside of you. Being focused and intentional. We have workspace right below this. Focused and driven. But these, like, I'm really focused on these guys are just like hanging out. It's not a traditional chariot card where there's like this active motion, this like big energy going forward, being pulled. It's almost like a calm energy. Or maybe from like outer perception, it's calm, but a lot is happening. Workspace. Cleaning up a workspace. Focusing on a workspace, focused work, determined work, creating a new workspace, a new flow, maybe introducing new things into it. If this is just like you, maybe even introducing another person, a dual workspace. Just feels like adding a new aspect that is going to like keep you focused. Not distracted, but focused. These two guys are doing two different things. So intention, like working on two separate things for even a single project, or working on projects. I feel like it's going to mean something different for you. Because I also gave the example of a tarot reader and listening, but we have workspace underneath it. Collaborating, a tarot collaboration, tarot reading collaboration, two people working on a tarot project. Mixing and incorporating information. Weaving. Oh, hold on. Oh, where's my thing? Hold on, guys. My, okay. Oh, my goodness. Everything went flying. Okay. Where did everything end up? Elementary landed right underneath workspace, and it was underneath the two of water. Elementary workspace, workspace, elementary school. Now these look like two teachers talking and gossiping. So elementary flew underneath workspace. All right, I just put it back into its place. Technically, it's sitting between Chariot, the Chariot card, and the Two of Cups. Oh. Interesting. So elementary is sitting partially underneath this right here, and the 222 is sitting underneath this. Oh. And underneath these two, workspace is sitting underneath him, and elementary is sitting underneath him. So elementary is sitting with this guy in one of these cups. In workspace, maybe this is like the same two people or same two energies. So, okay, let's see. So elementary in the one cup is sitting with this guy. Something elementary. And then workspace is sitting with him with the 222. Elementary, Sherlock Holmes, Watson. Putting things together. It's elementary, my dear Watson. Seeing things, creating something, putting, the pieces together. Interpretation. Come here, baby. Come here. Okay. So 222, that could just be a synchronicity that you need to hold an intention around specifically for this. What is this about? And just see what 222 means for you. Come here. Yes, you. Yes, you. Come here. Come up here. Okay. Yeah, come on. Yes, you, baby. Come here. Okay. Oh, all right. So he proceeds to jump onto the reading. Okay, boo-boos. All right. Yeah, right here. Okay, so 222 with this energy. Oh my goodness. Just don't want your booty. Okay. 222. Yeah, it just sounds like an important synchronicity to look out for, unless this already means something for you. Okay. So then we have with the Four of Wands, we have ancestral lineage. Four of Wands, celebration. This can be the card of marriage, like literally two people having just been married and celebrating that. You are walking on everything, baby. Okay. But this is ancestral lineage, celebration with an ancestral lineage, celebrating an ancestral lineage. Four of Wands, Venus energy. Four of Wands. Coming together. You could even say like these are, since we have like this ace of fire right here, you can even say these are four different people's aces coming together on something, collaborating. Oh, he's rubbing himself on. Okay. Baby. Okay. He's quite distracting right now. I think that's kind of what he's meaning to do, because he wants to go outside. Okay. We're going to let him out in just a minute. He's kind of sat down. All right. This tiger is sitting down now. Four different passionate truths collaborating, coming together. 4 different art styles even. Venus can represent art, your aesthetics, even how you dress, how you look, how you wear your makeup. That's Venus energy. Ancestral lineage. With this. Celebrating just how maybe the uniqueness of everyone, of how people do things, of their passions, of their truths. Ancestral lineage, this could go back like generations, even through like a single line. Understanding even like the artistic qualities. Maybe celebrating like every generation before you in some way, recognizing them in a new way, in a different way. Maybe even bringing that together with your own passionate truth, like this. Like maybe one of these are you, and the others are everyone in your line before you. Just thinking about like, you know, even if just thinking about like even like you, and then your mother, your grandmother, and your great-grandmother. Even if you see this as even like going back like all of these times right here to how this all happened to create you. Celebrating that. Because I'm really just focused in on this. You have this Ace of Fire here, which, and with ancestral lineage, it just seems like one for each. Little Red Riding Hood. I was talking about the gypsy spirit. Finding home. Understanding even why your Ace of Fire is the way it is. Maybe making peace with something. So I'm thinking about Chocolat in the movie. At the end, she kind of just made peace with the North Wind and realized that she had found where she belonged. That there were other people, other people to help other people in different towns, and it didn't have to be her. That would be someone else's job. And settling down, making peace with the North Wind. He's literally sitting on top of the whole reading right now, which reminds me of this tiger right here. Yeah, and he's purring away. Little Red Riding Hood. So Little Red Riding Hood. This is like actually Little Red Riding Hood energy. I wrote a poem about where I brought Little Red Riding Hood into it. Just wondering if that's even important right here. Not Little Red Riding Hood, but a hungry wolf just marionetting a play. How did I say that? You're not Little Red Riding Hood, just a hungry wolf marionetting a play. It's part of a poem I wrote. I actually read it on this, it's in my shorts. Little Red Riding Hood. You're not Little Red Riding Hood, just a hungry wolf marionetting a play. That's interesting how that just came through. Little Red Riding Hood with this passionate, fiery truth. Hungry wolf. Purifying something. Because elementary is coming out with this other wolf. Workspace. Helping to do something. Course correction. Creating something new. Working together. Freeing something. That came through in a Taurus reading. We were talking about Little Red Riding Hood. And just like, I didn't mean to say it, but like however it came through, I said that was a rage monster, a closeted rage beast, or closeted rage monster, whatever it was. And that was like my interpretation of Little Red Riding Hood from the movie Hoodwinked. Closeted rage beast. That everyone's different than perception. That was the other part of Hoodwinked. That everything wasn't as it seemed. Everything was quite different. Like perceptions really had no, almost like people had like perceptions put onto them just simply from storytelling or whatever it is. But as soon as you started focusing in on each character, you realize they were completely different than what you believed them to be, than what the story was supposed to be about them. And Little Red Riding Hood wasn't just like this innocent little girl. She was like a closeted rage. She had a lot of anger and wanted out of her situation. She felt trapped. And the wolf wasn't a wolf marionetting a play, acting as a grandma. To eat Little Red Riding Hood. He was actually a detective. Elementary. He was a detective. Trying to figure out who was stealing all of the cookie recipes in the town. He was actually the good guy. He was a detective. He was undercover. Very interesting. He completely kicked this world building from all the way over here, all the way on top of Little Red Riding Hood. World building with Little Red Riding Hood. Whatever that's symbolizing, if it's whatever your story is, if it's the one that I just read to you or just told you about with the little red riding hood energy, or the chocolat one. World building with your passion, your fire. Seeing things as they are, correcting. Hoodwink was all about perception and projection, distorting everything. Using your preconceived perceptions or projections about what things are against you. It was literally betting on you, projecting on what you thought was going on, and then like shocking you when you found out what actually was going on. It was betting on you projecting what you thought the truth was. That's very interesting. Okay. He's literally completely on top of it. I can't even see the reading anymore, except for what I'm holding in my hand. Ace of Fire. I'm like seeing him right now, what he's doing, sitting entirely on top of the reading as like that. Ace of Fire. Yeah, literally stretched out on top of the reading now. I'm gonna have to like go on my memory right now from what I remember the messages were. Elementary. Cards were like this. We were talking about this being part of the Ace of Cups. Whatever this is to do with, this is also part of the Two of Cups here. This Ace of Cups and this Ace of Cups, creating the Two of Cups. These two energies working together in some way. One is like an investigator, investigative energy. That came through with this one. This one reading the spider web, or looking up at the spider web, whatever that is, investigative, right here. And then this one right here, workspace, using something in a workspace, using it to create a workspace, or using it in your work life in some way to work with it. I compared this to the Three of Pentacles card and that the reading that this last came out in. Ace of Fire. Maybe even like trusting like your memory of something. Maybe even just like intuitively going about something. Maybe there's a tiger sitting on something, a cat sitting on something. Distorting your view. Or even just relying on your memory, relying on your passionate truth. Put that down. And then with 222 coming out with your workspace or the workspace, whatever that represents in your life. If you're the investigator, this 222 with this other person, workspace. Two, two, two. Yeah, what? Okay, now he's moved. Thank you, honey. Now he moved. 222. Right after I said 222 with this workspace. Your workspace. Another person's workspace. 222 is going to bring an emotional experience together. Going to bridge something, going to make sense of something. Yeah, this wolf is holding this cup. This wolf and this cup are together. That's whatever that is for you. The creation of something, even like your co-creative ability with the universe, like whatever this is, like whatever this is for you. Okay. And then the Four of Wands here with ancestral lineage. There's a pretty harsh card coming out right underneath this. And I'm trying to figure out why that is here. Because sometimes, like, when I see a card, like, I can see how it, like, blends into this energy that I'm reading for you guys. But I'm not quite sure what this is about. So I'm going to go ahead and show it. Just like, it's the Five of Swords, the Five of Air. Which can feel like being at odds with something. Like, everyone's swords pointed at each other. Separation, disagreements, using energy against other people. That's the bad Five of Swords. There's a really healthy Five of Swords where you create unity from separation. You bridge your differences. This is like the painful Five of Swords though, and it's sitting underneath this energy. Normally I'm easily able to connect the energy. I just use it to help like me describe like what I'm holding up for you guys. Maybe family, maybe differences within the family, within an ancestral line. Maybe why people did certain things or why certain things have been done. Why certain people held their passionate truths. See, this is yours. This very much feels like your passionate truth right here. And understanding maybe even how yours works with theirs, or understanding the ancestral lineage, like all of theirs and what that meant. Yeah, interesting. So this is the 4 and this is an ace. And we have the 5 here. So this almost seems like yours is separate from this ancestral lineage in some way. Maybe you just looking at this in some way, like from like an outside point of view. I was just comparing this cat energy to my cat, how he just sat on top of this whole reading. And I had to like remember or like kind of intuitively put these things together in my head. Hold on, guys. I'm going to let him out or he's going to just do this for a while. Hold on. Okay. So, very interesting. Very interesting. But we have such a beautiful energy clarifying that. That's sitting on something, maybe even protecting it. He literally sat on the entire reading. Like these 4 spaces. I'm trying to make sense of like why that would come through as either 2 of those interpretations, whichever one that is making sense for you, the Little Red Riding Hood story or the Chocolat story, or if both make sense to you. Why that would be here with this and then come through like it just did with the ancestors, a lineage. I'm assuming this is your lineage. If this is different, if this is someone else's lineage, then, you know, just take it how it resonates. But Little Red Riding Hood, in the Chocolat movie, that had a lot to do with her. She was talking about her mama. And just like the way, like, her family kind of had like a gypsy heart. Being drawn by the north wind. Always moving. Never settling down. never belonging anywhere. But that's what was so cathartic and so peaceful at the very end, because she learned how to settle down. She learned how to, she just learned that she belonged somewhere in this like town of all places that didn't want her in the very beginning. She learned how to settle down. And then he sat across this whole reading. You'd even say he was like protecting the reading. He literally sat on the whole thing. Or laid across. He literally was like laid across it just like that. Staring at me. Inspired. Something, just being inspired. Solving the quagula. Coming together. I feel like there's something I'm missing. Like a piece that I'm missing right here. The world building. World building. Tend to think of world building when creating stories, writing books, even like people designing like video games. World building, knowing how to design something, even build inside of the imagination, see it, imagine it. World building, lineage, ancestral. Maybe your ancestors came from all over the world, There's something to do with the imagination here. Something, it's like a piece that it's missing right here. And I'm going to draw one more. What do I need to know? Just one more, please. Atomic Blonde. This movie just came through for me in my life several times. Okay. Atomic Blonde, and it was the scene where she says that I don't work for you, and they were trying to kill her. I don't work for you, and she completely just took over that situation and got out of there. Atomic Blonde. Another scene, like the lesbian scene, also came through in a powerful way for me. So there were two scenes. We have this beautiful Two of Cups energy. Emotional love. It's just a beautiful energy. Like, however this is in your life, even if it's just a platonic energy, it's a beautiful energy. It's two people coming together on an emotional experience, bringing their cups forward, their emotional love, their emotional truths coming forward. And if you see, it's all being poured out through this like lotus at the very top. It's a beautiful energy. It's Venus and Cancer energy. This Venus and Aries. This is Aries. Venus in Aries with ancestral lineage. Atomic blonde. Knowing who you work for, even. Maybe even just knowing your ability within something. Who you're called, like, who you answer to. Maybe understanding what you answer to deeper. Because in the movie, she clearly answered to something greater than, like, what was being perceived. And those guys were trying to kill her, you know. Ancestral lineage, protecting an ancestral lineage. Something being snuffed out. This is a torch. Holding your torch. Not letting anyone snuff your torch out. The Solve and the Coagula. This has come through so many times in different readings. And just like the primal example that I give is a nesting pair. And the one that I love to give is the hornbill. The father going out to get the worms and the berries for the mama bird who is in her nest protected inside the tree stump or the tree. She's completely protected. No predator can get to her and her chicks, but she's completely reliant on her partner to get all the berries. That to me is the solvent and the coagula. Being able to go out and get those things and bring it back to the partner to feed them, transmute it into what they need. Knowing what you answer to, why you do what you do, not being controlled by anything else. Really knowing what your solvent and what your coagula is, the coagulation. I went into that deeper in the last reading, and I believe in the last Gemini reading. If you want to go listen to that. I don't want to get deep into that again, like if you've already heard my thing on that. Protecting your ancestral lineage, protecting the nest, protecting the eggs, protecting the chicks, adding your ace, your fire to this, adding yours to this. I don't know why this is coming out underneath it when you add yours to this, but there looks like there's like disagreement, or we have atomic blonde here. People who don't want this to happen, or situations, like whatever this is, it just, and interesting enough, this is also another Venus card right underneath it. We have 3 Venus cards here. And this is the gross 5 of air. I don't like that energy. But in the Mary L. Tarot, which is one of my favorite decks, it's literally a woman standing strong with her baby. And she has owls all the way around her, these white owls protecting her. And then you see her hand, and you realize that there's someone holding her hand with her. And it's not focused on the partner, but there's another person there. You can tell that she's deeply being protected and watched over and agreed with and supported. Exactly opposite to that energy. So maybe there's like even atomic blonde, like an energy around you that's like making you feel like this, or trying to make you feel like this. And just maybe just say no. That's not how we're going to do things. That's not how it's going to be. that's how it came out in a different reading. Like, no, we're not going to do it like that. We're going to come together. We're going to bridge our differences. We're going to understand and work together. Atomic Blonde, I don't work for you. Like, knowing what you answer to, knowing your truth. All this Venus energy, knowing what you love, where your heart is at, trusting your heart. World building, building a different world, choosing something different, creating something different. So Atomic Blonde, so I kind of see this in a similar light to like, what is his name? John Wick. It just reminds me of like demon slaying, like killing your demons, like taking your demons out, the things that try to take you down, the things that try to silence your passion, your love, the things that make you who you are, like the world, like you could even say like culture and society, what they've deemed as appropriate, as what is right, but knowing in your heart what is right, knowing your truth, knowing how to like get those energies out of your life. And I'm not talking about like harming anyone in any kind of way, like physically. I'm talking about like understanding how to correct the energy, how to show up as who you are, not letting people snuff your light out, not letting people snuff out your truth, protecting it, like my Cooper sitting on the reading, protecting it. Just yeah, walking away. Like if you have that energy in your life, if people feel the need to make you feel dumb or stupid or like create this kind of energy in your life, get away from that. That's not anything like, that's toxic. That's gross. Um and maybe they feel just in whatever reason that they have that opinion or feeling, or wherever they feel like the necessary need, like a need to do that. Atomic Blonde, I don't work for you. Like just however that's coming through for you. Trust in your spiritual guidance. Set intentions. If you need to make sure that you know, like even just within your heart, that you're doing something right or you're aligned correctly, just like set your intentions. Ask your spiritual guidance. Ask for the answers that you need. Be very, very clear with like just what you need to know, what you need to understand. If there's any kind of confusion, like you don't answer to anyone else except to God, universe, spirit, whatever that is for you. Your passionate truth. What is your passionate truth? Workspace. $43. Okay. Let's go ahead and start wrapping this up. So workspace, working together with people. This could even be just like something bigger than you, with a collective. I'm just, because we have the Two of Cups, it's just reminding me of like more intimate relationships, more you know, like one-on-one energy, because sitting right next to it, like it literally looks like one-on-one. We don't have a charioteer, we have the two wolves. here. They're not running. They're not like charging at something or anything. They're just literally like right here hanging out, doing their thing. But it's the Chariot card, so it's something powerful. It's a powerful card. So maybe it just seems like they're not doing much, but a lot is happening. Workspace, Elementary. If you've ever seen that show, Workspace, they had the workspace within that house. Okay. And whatever this world building is for you, if this is like even just like an artistic project, like world building, maybe it would be helpful to like bring someone else in, someone else's emotional ideas, even your ancestors, or someone in your lineage can help with this, or even being inspired by some parts of your lineage in building whatever this is, creating, writing, designing, including new aspects. And the 222 here. Whatever this 222 is, it's going to help you understand more about this cup, or it has helped you. Like if 222 has just recently come in and it means something for you, it's like, it's coming around this, like this cup over here. We're just holding an intention around that. Just like, what does that mean? Yeah, and then with all these wands here coming together, understanding. You see, when they're all joined together, there's a sun right in the middle. Something's lit up. Something's made clear. The sun card can be revelations, like something being clearly seen, being clearly shown. It's completely in the light. There's nothing hidden. It can also be a moment of catharsis. Just recently, that came through as a moment of catharsis that helped me understand something. Yeah, but look, the sun literally is shining when all four of these wands are together. And it literally looks like this could represent like your wand with this, but it literally, just because of how this was coming through, it looks like this is your wand and you're perceiving and understanding what all of this is right here. And that this like sun shows up right here. And it creates an understanding when they're all together. Oh, this is yellow. And this is yellow. This is like, maybe this is yours. And you're understanding how this ties in. Yours and how that ties in. Yours. Maybe. All right, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and yeah. I don't know what else this world building could represent, so I'm going to put it right here. And Atomic Blonde. Don't know what else this Atomic Blonde represents. Yeah, only those two scenes have come through for me recently, where she, you know, and then the passionate one. You know. So maybe that does mean something for you. 222. Who knows? All right. yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Yeah. All right, Aries, I hope you found some answers here, have some new questions to ask in your own life, some good alchemy, some movies to check out, and I wish you well, and hope to see you next time. Bye.